Captain, before we step onto this rest and layer island, tell me, what does bed make you feel when it means a place to sleep, a layer that something rests on, and the act of placing something firmly into position? Meaning 1. A piece of furniture you sleep on, used for sleeping or resting. Example: Captain, Emma checked the bed before the crew rested. Common use: go to bed, get out of bed, make the bed. Bed ready. Meaning 2. A layer or base where something rests or is supported. Used for natural layers, like a riverbed, or a support layer, like a bed of sand. Example: the anchor sank into a soft bed of sand. Common use: riverbed, bed of sand, seabed. Bed of sand. Meaning 3. To place or fix something firmly into position. To embed. Used when something is set into a stable place so it won't move. Example: they bedded the pole in concrete so it stayed steady. Common use: bed into, bed firmly, bed the base. Bed it in. Bed is most common as the place you sleep, but it also names a supporting layer, riverbed, bed of sand. As a verb, it means fixing something firmly into position so it becomes stable. Rest well and build steady, Captain. Carry bed for sleep and recovery, for the layer that holds things in place, and for setting something firmly where it must stay as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this life and lineage island, tell me, what does blood make you feel when it means the red liquid in your body, family connection, and the idea of violence or conflict? Meaning 1. The red liquid in the body that carries life. Used for the substance that flows through veins and keeps the body working. Example: Captain, the medic checked for blood after the accident. Common use: blood test, blood pressure, lose blood. Blood test. Meaning 2. Family relationship, shared ancestry, in my blood. Used to talk about relatives, heritage, or traits passed through family lines. Example: sailing is in our blood, Captain. It runs through the family. Common use: in my blood, blood relative, bloodline. Bloodline. Meaning 3. Violence, injury, or conflict, often in phrases. Used when talking about fighting, harm, or brutal events. Example: they wanted peace, not blood, Captain. Common use: bloodshed, blood on your hands, taste blood. No bloodshed. Blood can be literal, the body's red fluid, symbolic of family connection, bloodline in my blood, or a strong image for violence and conflict, bloodshed. The surrounding words usually reveal which meaning is intended. Protect life and honor your roots, Captain. Carry blood for the body's life flow, for family connection that shapes identity, and for the warning image of conflict we must prevent as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this power and impact island, tell me, what does battery make you feel when it means a device that stores power, a group of guns used together, and the crime of physically attacking someone? Meaning 1. A device that stores and provides electrical power. Used for the power source in phones, cars, tools, and equipment. Example: Captain, the radio battery is low. Charge it before night. Common use: battery life, battery pack, rechargeable battery. Battery low. Meaning 2. A group of weapons or equipment used together, often military. Used for an organized set that acts as one unit, especially artillery. Example: Captain, the coastal battery protected the harbour entrance. Common use: artillery battery, coastal battery, anti-aircraft battery. Battery zone. Meaning 3. The act or crime of physically attacking someone, often paired with assault. Used in legal contexts for unlawful physical contact or harm. Example: The report described battery during the port conflict. Common use: assault and battery, charge of battery, battery case. Battery case. Battery is most common for electrical power, but it also appears in military contexts, a coastal battery, and in law, battery as physical attack. Stay powered and stay precise, Captain. Carry battery for stored energy, for coordinated defense units on charts, and for the legal word that names physical harm. We must never allow as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this help and support island, tell me, what does assistance make you feel when it means practical help, support provided by an organization, and help in an urgent situation? Meaning 1. Help or support you, give to someone. Used for practical help that makes something easier. Example: Captain, thank you for your assistance with the sail repairs. Common use: ask for assistance, offer assistance, provide assistance. Assistance given. Meaning 2. Official help or support services, often money, aid, or programs. Used when help comes from a group, office, or system. Example: The crew applied for assistance after the storm damaged supplies. Common use: financial assistance, technical assistance, government assistance. Assistance approved. Meaning 3. Help in an emergency or urgent moment. Used when someone needs quick support to stay safe. Example: send assistance, Captain. The engine room is flooding. Common use: emergency assistance, request assistance, call for assistance. Assistance needed. Assistance is a more formal word than help, and it often appears in polite requests and official contexts. It can refer to everyday support, organised services, or urgent emergency response. Context usually makes it clear. Keep your crew steady, Captain. Carry assistance for hands-on help, for official support when systems step in, and for urgent calls when safety matters most as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this law and representation island, tell me, what does attorney make you feel when it means a lawyer, a person officially authorized to act for someone, and the formal role used in legal titles and offices? Meaning 1. A lawyer, a legal professional who gives advice and represents people. Used for someone trained and licensed to handle legal matters. Example: Captain, the attorney reviewed the contract before we signed. Common use: defense attorney, hire an attorney, attorney-client. Attorney at law. Meaning 2. A person legally appointed to act on someone's behalf, as a representative. Used when someone has official permission to handle matters for another person. Example: Captain, she acted as his attorney while he was away at sea. Common use: act as attorney. Appointed attorney, attorney for someone. Attorney for. Meaning 3. A formal title in official roles, especially government or legal offices. Used in names of positions and institutions. Example: the Attorney General's office issued new guidance, Captain. Common use: Attorney General, District Attorney, State Attorney. Attorney General. Attorney usually means a lawyer, but it can also mean an officially appointed representative who acts for someone else. In formal contexts, it appears in titles like Attorney General or District Attorney, where it signals an official legal role. Stay clear and protected, Captain. Carry attorney for legal guidance, for official representation, and for formal offices that steer justice when the route gets complicated as we sail to the next island.